Well, hello everyone. It's Wednesday and it is time for the Wellness Wednesday Wonderings. Thank you for joining us. I am Casey Washington and welcome. Hope you had a great Wednesday here in wherever you are. I'm here in the Midwest and we had a beautiful fall day. Yes, it was gorgeous, y'all. Just simply gorgeous. So today we are back and we're still on the topic of wellness. And today we're going to review what we talked about last time about the 8 dimensions of wellness. And then we're going to talk about the 7 principles of wellness. So I hope you can remember a little bit about what we talked about last time with the 8 dimensions of wellness. And I actually called it the 7 dimensions of wellness because I forgot one, but we're going to talk about that one today too. So, just to review, the 8 dimensions of wellness are physical wellness, emotional wellness, intellectual wellness, social wellness, spiritual wellness, environmental wellness, occupational wellness, and the one that I actually forgot last time was financial wellness. And we all know, we all know if the money ain't right, we're not right. Okay? If the money isn't right, then we're not right. If you don't have money to pay your bills and pay your rent, have food on your table, a roof over your head, and just money to make ends meet, then financially, you're not doing well. And it affects everything else. So, yeah. So, those were the 8 dimensions of wellness: physical, emotional, intellectual, social, spiritual, environmental, occupational, and financial. So let's move on. So I'm glad that people are actually, if you're not on live today, people are watching. And some people have said to me, oh, wow, I never just knew that there were so many aspects of wellness. We always think of wellness as how we're feeling, mostly how we're feeling physically and how we're feeling emotionally. Yes, so I was that way too, but I'm learning as you learn. Now let's talk about the definition of wellness, since people have this perception of it only being physical or emotional. But let's just talk about the definition. And this is from the National Wellness Institute. That's my source. And they say that wellness is an active process through which people become aware of and make choices toward a more successful existence. And I will say it one more time. This is the definition per the National Wellness Institute. Wellness is an active process through which people become aware of and make choices toward a more successful existence. So, you and I, we now know that wellness is an active process and it's about us making conscious decisions and choices so that our existence here on earth is more successful. Yes. Do we make mistakes? Yes. But again, back to the topic at hand. So today we're discussing the principles of wellness. Last time we talked about the dimensions of wellness. So you're probably wondering, what is the difference between a dimension and a principle? So the teacher in me is going to tell you, the educator in me, I can't help it. I can't help it. So both are nouns. We're using both as nouns. So a dimension is a suspicious, that's that specific word. A dimension is a specific aspect of a given thing. So it's the aspect. So there are 8 aspects of wellness, the dimensions. A principle is a fundamental assumption, a moral rule, or a tenet. Okay, so today we're talking about the principles of wellness, and there are 7 of them. So starting with the first one. The first principle of is wellness is holistic. So when we talk about holistic meaning the whole, the total, the whole person. How, if wellness is holistic, how is it affecting the whole person? And we talked about those dimensions, the physical, how is it affecting you physically, emotionally, how is it affecting intellectually, socially, spiritually, environmentally, occupationally, and financially. So wellness is holistic, is just all encompassing of you. And then number two, the self is the only true healer. Now that was very interesting to me because a lot of us think, oh, the doctors are healers. If we take certain medicine, it's healing. Certain precautions, they're healing in their own way. But if we don't believe in our own healing, meaning self is the only true healer, nothing else is really going to work. We have to have that healing in ourselves and knowing that whatever that ailment is, that or whatever dimension of wellness is affected, we can work on self healing. So, number three, wellness is your responsibility. I know we keep hearing a lot about self care. Some people are saying, I am so tired of hearing that word, self care, that term, self care. But wellness is our own responsibilities. We're in charge of our own wellness. So when you think of self care, you just think about, I am in charge of my wellness. So I have to do things that are going to be positive or going to positively affect my wellness. And sometimes that means saying no. Remember, we had a conversation about how saying no is beneficial to one's health, and where we had Dr. McQueen on, and she told you about the benefits of saying no. So we got to take that responsibility. Wellness is your own responsibility. Okay, number 4, positivity is empowerment. Positive vibes, throwing out that positivity, thinking positive, acting positively. Negativity strips you of your power and your control of your own health. If you're negative all the time, you're not going to feel good physically, not going to feel good emotionally. It's going to affect everything. Negativity, it's like a dark cloud hanging over you, and it's spreading to everything and everybody that you know and do. So positivity is empowerment. That's number 4. The fifth principle of wellness is an active process. We can't wait for good health to come to us. It's an active process. Feeling good, being well means you have to act on something, act on these things. You got to be active, meaning active physically, like we talked about before. Active emotionally, so your brain, your spirit is working in the positive way. Intellectually, your brain is working, doing things to keep your brain active. Socially, socializing with friends and families and coworkers. We are social beings, even though sometimes we're introverts and extroverts, but we're also social beings. Environmentally, we have to be active in making sure that the environment that we live in is healthy and clean and worth living in. Um, Occupational, where we work, is a positive atmosphere. It does not make us feel sick when we go there. And if it does, then remember, wellness is your responsibility and you have to do something to change that. Number 6, wellness is outcome oriented. So you set goals, right? And then you have to have outcomes in order to make those goals. So if you say you're going to exercise 4 times a week, that is something that you have to show. Now, what's the outcome of that? If you're going to eat healthy, what's the outcome of that? If you want a better living situation, What's the outcome of that? How are you going to get there? You're going to set that goal, and what's the outcome? When you move to that new place, are you going to be happier? Are you going to be environmentally well? Those are just examples. And number 7, prevention eliminates the need for treatment. You know, in our country, a lot of our medical ways are not necessarily preventive. A lot of times they're reactive. So, wellness is our own responsibility. So, we have to use some preventive measures so that we're not unwell, but that we're not unhealthy. So, that means not eating some things that we love to eat, like my J's salt and vinegar potato chips. You know, those hot dogs with everything on it, hamburgers and everything. Have you ever looked at some of the ingredients in some of the snacks that we eat and then look up what some of those preservatives and chemicals do to our bodies? Then you might stop eating some of that stuff. It ain't easy, but you might stop when you read that. So let's go over those principles again. 7 principles. Wellness is holistic, thinking about the whole total person. The self is the only true healer. So we heal ourselves in different ways. Wellness is our responsibility. It's not anyone else's responsibility. Right, right. We have a comment that says, eat clean. Yes, eat clean. It's hard. Food companies make it really hard. So you have to really make a conscious effort to eat healthy. Wellness is our responsibility. Also, positivity is empowerment. We have to remember to try to stay as positive as possible in all situations. Not saying that, we're going to be 100% there, but at least try to be positive at all cost. Wellness is an active process. We can't be inactive and expect results and expect outcomes. Like number 6 says, wellness is outcome oriented. You have to plan and do. Plan and do. We should make that a song. Plan and do. Be active. And then prevention eliminates the need for treatment. Our medical companies and pharmaceutical companies make billions of dollars. But if we use some preventative measures in our lives, in those 8 dimensions of wellness, then maybe they won't make as much money off of us. Just saying. So those are our 7 principles of wellness. Now, a couple other things I want to talk about, some fundamental principles of wellness that I think are interesting. So 1, hope. Believe you can. Believe you can do it. Believe you can do it. Then set your goals. Believe that you can do exercise 3-4 days a week. Believe that you can drink those 8 to 10 glasses of water. Believe that you're going to learn some new things, learn some new skills, learn a new hobby. Believe it. And then you set your goals. Then again, personal responsibility. We talked a little bit about that earlier. Take action towards the goals. Wellness is action oriented. Active. It's an active process. Active, active, active. 3, support. Now, we always need support. And that includes we need support in every dimension of wellness. So when you need support, don't be afraid to ask for the support and be specific about what type of support you need. Friends, family, lean on them for encouragement. The next thing is self-advocacy. Communicate your needs. Communicate what is good for you and what works best for you, especially in medical situations. You have to advocate for yourself when you're in the hospital, when you're in the doctor's office. You have to advocate for yourself when you're at work in that occupational setting. Advocate for yourself environmentally. If a place is not clean or drinking water and all those things that we're hearing about lately, you have to advocate for yourself. And then spirituality. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back one. The self-advocacy. communicate your needs, but also get good information, then make your decision. And just like the comment, also we have so many technologies and apps to help with our goals. True, very true. And these apps, we have all the technology we need to get the information that we need to. And remember to use reliable sources. Everything on the internet is not the best. So learn how to decipher what is good information, what is good resources, what is good research. And then spirituality. Find meaning and purpose in your life. Identify what matters most. Identify who matters most. And those things will help you to be healthy and well. So that's a lot of information. It's a lot of information. But let's go over those 7 principles one more time. 7 principles of wellness. Wellness is holistic. The self is the only true healer. Wellness is your responsibility. Positivity is empowerment. Wellness is an active process. Wellness is outcome oriented. And prevention eliminates the need for treatment. So we've learned a lot about wellness, a lot about wellness. So I hope that you can take some of this information and apply it what's the saying? Take what you need and then pass along the rest, or take what you need and pass along all of it. Prioritize your needs. I'm getting some good comments. Prioritize your needs, not everybody else's needs, because you only have one person that you can change, and that is yourself. So again, remember the 8 dimensions of wellness, the 7 principles of wellness, and start prioritizing and working on your goals and be active, and let's see the outcome. That is the Wellness Wednesday Wonderings for today. Please let me know what are some topics that you want to discuss. And hey, if you want to come on as a guest to tell us about your wellness and how things go for you and some of the things that you do, let me know. And on that note, have a great rest of the week, and we will see you all next time. And thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.